Man.
Well, we can't use any of this.
No, but we can start right now. Happy Saturday.
Yo, what happened? Is anything
I don't
happening
think
Saturday?
anything has happened this
It's just
week.
a normal ass Saturday.
I'll tell you what, it's 50 degrees in Southern California, and I just want a pumpkin spice latte.
Yeah.
I'm just feeling pretty good.
That's why I'm wearing this beanie and also these sunglasses, because California is so confusing.
Yeah.
You never know what. Like, it's like, all right, so I gotta wear a beanie, but I still gotta look cool, so I put the shades on. You know,
the sun is still actively killing you, even if it's
it doesn't make
50
any sense.
degrees.
Yeah, and at the same time, like somewhere the beach is on fire. I think the beach is on fire. There's just dolphins in the water, like.
Dude, that's the crazy thing about California is the beach will be on fire, and we're like, I think this is fine.
Yeah,
I think we're okay.
yeah.
I think we're all right.
Yeah. Meanwhile, someone's in Big Bear and like a fucking mountain snowfall is coming onto them. An avalanche is taking them over.
Like, oh my
this
god,
thing makes no sense.
Nope,
at all. Yo, another episode of Filler Non-Canon. Opey over here.
I'm Damien. This is our new setup.
Yeah.
We're trying.
We changed it up.
We're trying new things.
We're like, you know what? We should really invest. We shouldn't see those blinds.
Blinds in.
It looks like we're like podcasting in a crack house.
Kinda. And we still look. We're gonna iron this eventually. We're iron this.
There's a reason why we didn't iron this, and you'll see why later with the deep dive we're doing. If you're watching,
yeah, keep it listening.
Yeah,
we know people are out there listening, so that's nice.
Yeah, thanks for the comments out there. We saw the 2 comments we got.
That was very nice. Yeah,
yes.
we had a nice lady talk about Blood of Zeus with us, and then we. And are talking about which anime character Trump would endorse.
They said Naruto.
Dude, I mean, Naruto is for sure a Trumpy. And I'm like, yeah. Naruto, make the...
Build that wall out of myself.
She's like, if I just do 1,000,000 shadow clones, I can just protect the border. Oh, man. Oh, God. But
I'm so happy this election's over.
It's finally over.
We just talk about anime again, and no one would think we're weird for doing it.
Yeah, they're not.
Like, it's already hard to talk about the subject to people. Like, yo, the world is on fire. You're talking about Japanese cartoons, and I'm like, that's why I'm talking.
That's why I'm talking about. I can't handle the rest of this right now. I just can't do it.
Yeah, that's why I understand why people like in Japan just rush to the theaters to watch Demon Slayer.
Dude, that's exactly it.
Yeah. They were just like, yo, you know what? Fuck all this. I need to see some demons get killed to exercise my demons in my heart.
Exactly. And it's like, look, Demon Slayer teaches us if we breathe properly, we can beat Corona.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we're
Yo, even the Japanese Prime Minister
Dude,
was talking about
that story is so funny.
Oh my God. It is so hilarious because like, to those who don't know about the story, the Japanese Prime Minister, he was asked about what would happen if he was challenged by his opponents, and he said, "I'll use the what technique?
Total concentration breathing."
Concentration breathing.
He's like, "I'm going to need total concentration breathing for this next answer."
Dude, he took off his mask and just goes, and then it just became super stylized and like emotional music swelled up.
There's this beautiful animation behind him,
and he's just like, "Cut the budget in half." People were freaking out. They're like, what the fuck's happening? Yeah. Trying to grab onto their chairs.
Dude, I'm going to use total concentration breathing. That's what I said the first time I had sex. I was just looking at this.
It came right away.
Yeah, I was like no. If I just breathe properly.
I use total concentration spelling. You got to do lettuce in cursive. If you don't know.
Ooh.
Yeah, lettuce. Cursive.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't know what you were talking about. And now I know what you're talking about.
I know what I'm talking about.
Lettuce in cursive. Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah, lettuce in cursive.
Do you know?
Well, we're also talking.
This is a kids podcast, so we don't want to. We don't want to go too far into this.
People were like, "What? Wait! I'm writing down notes. Lettuce." It was just like to have an anime flashback. One day, I was going down on a lady, and I was kind of like, nothing's working. I just was like trying the alphabet, and then L worked really well. And then I just was like, the first letter I ever learned how to or word I ever learned how to spell in cursive was lettuce. So I just did it with my tongue.
That's hilarious.
And it worked.
What a funny thing to do.
it worked. I was like, oh shit.
You had an anime flashback.
Yes.
To,
lettuce.
That's like the biggest Mr. Miyagi training thing where you go like, oh, why am I learning cursive? And it's like, now we know.
Now we know.
Now we know. It's to please women with our tongues. That's what it is. Oh my God, that's really funny.
But that Demon Slayer movie's still killing Japan. Like they fucking built a train out of it. Like the real
right.
train. They built it.
They built the train. Yeah.
It's like, you're cosplaying vehicles now.
Cosplaying vehicles. I just love that Japan just goes all. I mean, we don't do that. You know what? We did do it in New York once when
what?
Man in High Castle. Remember that Amazon show?
Oh,
it's like the alternate history of like Nazis.
It's the Nazis one.
Well, yeah, so they redid this one shuttle train.
Yeah,
like it was like a Nazi car, and people were like, "What the fuck?"
We were like, "No, whoa."
And they were like, and Amazon was like, "Oh, we didn't know."
Yeah, dude, Amazon is low key very. They like to play with Nazis in their storylines. There's one show where they're like, yo, we hunt down former Nazis. There's another show where they're like, what if Nazis won? Yeah. And then there's a superhero that's like, what if the first superhero was a Nazi?
That's right.
They fucking love putting Nazis into their original programming.
Bezos.
So I'm here to pitch you Nazi Hunter, the anime.
yeah, if we're ever talking to Amazon, we gotta pitch some Nazi stuff.
Like, if you put a Nazi in your Amazon pitch, it's going to air.
Yeah. Also kind of an anime. Nazis show up.
Yeah.
Nazis be showing up in anime.
I mean, there was Hitler was in that Dragon Ball Z movie, the Fusion Reborn, not Fusion Reborn, but
was
it was the first Fusion one.
Like when they're in hell or something, or
when Goku and Vegeta were fighting Genoba.
Oh, I don't think I've actually seen that one.
Oh, that one's really good. It's really good. Yeah, like they bring back, everyone gets out of hell. So like, but like everyone's super strong now. So they're just making waste of like old characters that like took 60 episodes to get rid of.
Oh man,
like Nappa gets killed by, I think Vegeta kills Nappa again.
Nice.
Or that was in GT. My bad. That was in GT.
Yeah.
But Gohan kills Frieza and Cell.
Oh,
and
nice.
like easily, like Tingo was like, "Oh yeah, you guys." And then Hitler is one of the characters, and I think Trunks and Goten kill Hitler.
It takes two of them.
Yeah.
Oh man, dude, how betrayed is he? Because he's like, my blonde hair, blue eyes.
Yeah. I think that's that's so cool, like a really cool imagery right there.
Yeah, and they're like, we don't like you.
Yeah. They're like, nah, fuck that. And in this episode, we're gonna be We're gonna be talking about Fooly Cooley.
Yeah,
and there was a Nazi in Fooly Cooley.
Yeah, there was a Nazi. Yeah, when they're playing the airsoft. The dad shows up in a Nazi uniform.
You're like, why?
I'm like, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, it's such a dazzling display of just like references in that show.
Yeah.
And then what was it? We're gonna talk about the last. And I think that brings us to our this current week.
Jujutsu
Kaisen.
Yeah, so we are going to do something a little different. Normally, we kind of just shoot the shit and kind of recap what we've already seen. But this time, we thought it'd be fun to just kind of do it live.
Yeah,
kind of react to it as it happens.
We haven't seen this episode, so we're just going to like give it a try and try this live reaction. And if we like it, we'll keep it. And if we don't, we'll just do a recap real quick, and you'll never know this happened.
You'll never know.
So if you're seeing this, that means I'm dead. No, it means that we liked it.
Yeah. I mean, we felt like it was a good time.
If you ever see that in a video, your life's about to change in not a good way. If you're seeing this video, it means I'm dead. Oh, no. No one's ever gotten that video like, thanks, man. I needed that face.
You're like, man, I'm about to have to go on a journey.
Yeah.
This guy's about to send me on a quest now.
My uncle who I just shat on is about to reveal that I'm the lost prince and I have to go reclaim the kingdom from my other evil uncle.
Like, oh no, I don't want to do any of that.
I was just going to be a farmer.
Yeah, exactly.
So episode 6.
Yeah.
After Rain.
A little bit of movie magic as I probably press play. I don't know. Do we want to do any setup before?
I guess last episode we saw Itadori's dead.
Itadori's dead. The show's over. Dude, Sukuna's innate domain looks like a hot topic.
Yeah. He's just running off his own ribcage.
Yeah.
This is the most demented episode of Magic School Bus I've ever seen. Gojo looks like he just always came from an Eyes Wide Shut party.
He forgets to take the mask off before he gets back.
He has to keep his eyes closed just because he can't see purity anymore.
Gojo, you're out of school. You're wearing your sex mask.
Yeah,
you gotta take that shit off.
The pure decadence he's seen throughout his life. Yeah. He's like, I can't see normal people anymore. This dude is sweating buckets.
He sees shadows.
Yeah, he's like, yo, fuck this. Oof. This nigga just got... Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, this isn't too different from a normal day at Denny's. This is pretty on par, I think. Close.
Whoa.
Close.
Damn. Can you imagine walking into that restaurant right now? Like, it's like lunch hour. You're like, oh, yeah. Hello.
Hey.
Is this place open?
Now, I know the chef's bad, but this is
It smells like something's cooking in here. Is that bedhead or is that like a style?
Yeah.
He looks like Sora from Kingdom Hearts. Right. Hey, barber, fuck me up, but make me look like I'm in a Final Fantasy video game.
Dude, we just watched a Tekken match just happened right now.
Yeah. He did straight up just like dragon throw her. Yeah. Oh. Oh, he's like, you gotta be born with it.
Oh man, when you get roasted so hard, you go 2D.
Yeah, you go to another dimension.
Yeah, you're going.
So you gotta be temperamental to be cursed. To have
Yeah, you gotta always be like in a little bit of a mood.
Yeah, you just gotta be looking at Twitter all day. What is that snot?
I think.
Oh my god, they're just falling that slowly. I just like, yo, why are you a panda? Straight up, why are you a panda?
Okay, at some point.
Don't tell me anything about Jujutsu sorcery. Why the fuck are you a talking panda?
He's like, oh, I hate talking about it. It's like, no, you can't say that.
You can't say that. You can't walk around like you ain't a panda. He's going to an Eyes Wide Shut party. I got some business. You can't come. Yeah, he is. Look at the car he's going in. look at the way he's sitting.
Yeah.
Yo, Gojo is a freak. I am calling it right now. He is into some freaky shit.
Yo, why is this guy just chauffeur everyone around? That's his like jujutsu job.
Are you testing me?
Yo, that's the guy who throws up the veils.
Yeah.
For when Gojo does some shady shit.
Some shady shit, bro.
Veil up.
He's like, yo, you didn't see shit.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, this Bama. Nah, that's the episode.
That's the episode.
What you think?
This one, yeah, it's good. I think
it's real good. Yeah.
I like that. I like the way he comes back.
Yeah, I like the ambiguity of the deal.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's going to definitely play something. It also seems like
let me pause this real quick.
And I'll keep talking while you pause it. Yeah. It also feels like Gojo and Itadori are kind of hiding something from each other. Where Gojo's like, did you talk to him? He's like, no, I don't know.
I think one of Sukuna's terms was for the contract was that he would forget that conversation happened.
Oh, yeah,
you're
right.
He was like, I can come out for a minute.
Yes.
And then you also won't remember it. We talked about this.
Yes.
Yeah. And, but which is pretty nice terms for the first part where he's like, I won't kill anyone.
Yeah.
But also, I'm going to be coming out.
Yeah.
I'm going to be coming out sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair.
Yeah. Probably just eat some fingers. He's like, I know my fingers around here.
I just want to eat my fingers.
I just want to eat my fingers right now.
That's Sukuna's whole life. He's like, I just want to eat my fingers, man. That's all I want to do.
Yeah.
I just want them. I think it was a really good foreshadowing. Gumi's abilities was dope.
Mm-hmm.
Kitsuburi just kept getting tossed around.
Yeah, she's really just being thrown around right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, so I guess they'll probably do maybe one more training episode, or maybe they'll kind of fast forward and we'll be in Kyoto.
What's I guess we'd have to see what the next episode is going to look like, but I think if anything, they're not going to fast track training because we got to see Gojo take this weird dude out.
Oh yeah, that fight's probably going to be next week.
Yeah, I would assume so. I would assume we're going to see Gojo do his shit because they were kind of hyping that dude up. They were like, "Oh, I got how strong would you guess I am? 8 of Sukuna's fingers?"
Yeah.
Which is such a funny metric system. It's like, you're about 7 Sukuna fingers.
Yeah, it's like how they measured whiskey in the 1800s. Yeah, I'm 8 fingers. I'm this much.
Yeah. I'm 2 in the pink, one in the stink.
Yeah,
that's how strong I am.
Yeah, he's like, I'm the shocker. Yeah, that's not that strong. You're like, but I'm the shocker. I'm the shocker.
It's like,
yeah.
I think this was a dope episode. It's definitely. I'm excited to see the next one. Obviously, to see what that fight's going to be about because they left us with a little bit of blue balls in the last fight. Yeah. So I'm like, you got to give us some eye candy.
Yeah. Fireboy versus
Fireboy. Murk people. So now I want to see what he does against somebody who's actually strong.
Gojo's stronger. Well, they're just trying to seal him because they know if they actually fight him, he'll kill him.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but they got that tool, the prison realm.
Yeah, so we'll see if they can seal him up.
Yeah,
I think this is more of a test of it's kind of like Gojo know that people are after him.
Yeah,
I think that's what they're doing to drive the story forward. But.
Yeah, and I think Gojo's already motivated to not intervene. Yeah, because he already hates the higher ups. Yeah, so maybe if he kind of gets sidelined, he's like maybe he's won't fight it too much.
I'm interested to see who these higher ups are because he's like I could kill them all. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, could you? Or are you just talking shit? Or could you really do that? Because he's supposed to be the strongest one, right?
Yeah, everyone seems pretty scared of him. So I don't know what the world of Jujutsu sorcerers are maybe outside of the system. Maybe there's maybe the higher ups are kind of weak, or maybe there's some I don't know, outlaws or something, like the guy with the samurai hair.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if that was one of the higher ups.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah, if that was one of the higher ups, or maybe even that guy in the intro. It'd be interesting if that guy was one of the higher ups, and then that guy from the intro was his son or something.
Yeah, well,
guess that. Yeah, that's my guess.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
that's
excited.
My guess. I'm also gonna guess that Gojo is evil.
Whoa.
I'm guessing he's evil.
Oh man,
I have still not read the manga, but I'm guessing that the twist is gonna be Sukuna is gonna have to save Itadori from Gojo at one point.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope not. I hope he's just
I hope not too.
I hope he's our wholesome Kakashi sensei. But
but that would be a twist on the sensei
Yeah.
I mean, dynamic, but that's usually seen in most shonen.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that would be like, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
Just imagining All Might being evil, or like I'm just trying to think, like Levi from Attack being evil. You're just like, what?
Well, there is that like Erwin, you're always like, what's his deal? What's his deal? And then he's like, he's fine.
He's fine. Yeah.
He's all right. Okay, and then you want to maybe pause before our last segment?
Yeah, we'll pause for our last segment.
Okay.
This is Filler Non-Canon.
We'll be right back. And we're back.
What's up?
Filler
Non-Canon.
Yeah, man.
So we're going to do a deep dive.
Yeah, weekly deep dive this week.
I'm going to just say it up top. This is, in my opinion, the most anime of all anime.
Yeah. I think that's a pretty good summation of it. Yeah.
If you were just to be like, say, sum up Fooly Cooley in 7 words, I would do that buffalo sentence, and I would just be like anime, but anime. And then like, got it.
Yeah, it's about as anime.
Anime. South Park, anime.
A little bit of South Park.
anime. Yeah, man. I mean, I love this show.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is probably my 10th time watching it.
Wow.
Yeah.
You said you watch it every year.
I watch it every year. Maybe one year I probably didn't watch it, but I would watch it every year because it would come on Adult Swim. The first time I ever saw this was Adult Swim. I remember where I was when I saw this. Yeah, I remember I was in the first episode aired. We were just like, we had just watched an episode of South Park. And we're like, we want to watch something else. Comedy Central had started switching over to Girls Gone Wild. So I turned it over to Cartoon Network. And there was Fooly Cooley.
Oh, shit.
Fucking blew my mind. First episode, which is the weakest one, blew my mind.
Yeah.
And that's how good it is. The first episode is insane.
Right.
Blew my mind away. I was like, okay, well, that kid, that robot just came out of that kid's head.
And it's his dick? And you're like,
it spoke to me. It like uncorked something in my brain, I feel like. And I think I owe a lot of my personality to this cartoon.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
I can see that. Yeah.
In my stand-up? Yeah, for sure.
I think you do like a little more on the touch of the absurd.
Yes,
And
for sure.
This show makes almost no sense.
Makes almost no sense, but it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, this is an interesting one for me because I think it's great.
Yeah,
but I don't personally get it. I don't know. I don't really know how to like explain it other than well, I think we should do like setup.
Yeah,
but
So Fooly Cooley is I think came out in 2000.
Yeah, something like that.
2000. I think I saw it like 2002, maybe. I would assume so, 2002. And basically, Fooly Cooley is a coming of age story of this kid named Nauta, who his older brother Taro had just moved to the United States. He's a baseball player. He's really good. So he's kind of like in this town where there's this big iron that like emits steam every single day, and basically, he keeps. We hear Naruto's basically say like, "There's nothing cool happens here. Like, there's this big factory that no one really knows what it does, but I don't really like it." He kind of like sets this up like, I get a weird feeling off of this, but everyone's fine with it because when you see a factory, that means there's jobs, but like no one really understands what it does. Yeah. So which is such a cool tension building thing, but the way they slide it in is so casual that it's just like that's this whole show. Absolutely. It's in your face, but casual about it. Yeah. It's so like, isn't this crazy? Right. Like it never is like, it's fucking crazy. It's like, this is pretty wild, right?
This is pretty wild, huh? Yeah.
It's like a condensed mushroom acid trip.
Kinda.
But like through the mind of these geniuses who made the show. And so back to the story, basically this kid is hanging out with his brother's ex-girlfriend, Mememi. I always forget her name.
I think so, yeah.
he's hanging out with his brother's ex-girlfriend, and she's kind of like she's insane. She's insane. Let me just tell you,
she's a little hung up on the past. If we're to put it lightly, she just misses his brother a little bit.
You know what? You get to see why in the second episode, and you definitely like make an emotional connection with her. But they're hanging out, and she's kind of like giving him hickey. So he's like, you can kind of tell like, oh, he's like somewhat activated. He's like, I think he's like 14, right?
Yeah, I want to say they're in middle school.
Yeah. So maybe like 13.
Yeah, like right before high school, I think.
So he's like kind of experiencing women for the first time. So he's like confused. He has like doesn't really know how to do it because like he's at that point where like boys are like, well, girls have cooties, but maybe I want them.
it's like well, because you can you like stop, but then like you can hear him go like, ooh.
Like they do that in the most overt way sometimes. It's very subtle sometimes, and then like spikes other times. And I think that's very accurate to how I felt as a kid.
That's interesting. Yeah. Those weird middle school years where you're like, what is this feeling? I was running away from girls up until like right this second, and now I'm like, they're like coming near me, and I'm like, okay, that's all right. That's all right.
And you're like, but you're like scared. You want to keep them close to you, but you're scared to say the wrong thing.
Yeah.
I'll say the thing about Naruto is like he don't give a fuck. He says what's on his mind, and I love that about him.
Yeah.
He kind of like just is this kid who's like questioning like everything around him. And I think having that brother that leaving kind of was just like, whoa, like this guy who was like my rock, who was like this guy I could look up to, who showed me everything to do. He's gone. My dad is, we'll get to that, my dad.
Yeah.
So, and my mom's gone. So I'm in society's telling me to be one way, but I don't really know if that's like what I want to do.
Yeah, he's kind of on his own.
He's kind of on his own. He's figuring it out. He's not really popular in school. And then we see him get straight up knocked in the face by this woman named Haru who's riding a yellow moped. And she does, when she knocks him in the face, she does it with the guitar. And like so much imagery goes into that moment, and it's just this beautiful moment, and you can tell like it's this thing that's like, this is the inciting incident. It's like, the thing that sets off us on the journey is a woman on a moped knocks him out with a guitar. Yeah. Like she's jousting him. And like what'd you think of that moment when you first saw that?
Oh man, so I watched this for the first time in college, I believe. It's just such a weird. The first episode's just like so absurd.
Yeah,
and I feel like I was definitely playing. Like you're playing catch up.
Yes.
You're like, oh my god, what's happening? What's happening?
It's overstimulation.
But I think that's a funny moment because he gets like run over by this moped, and then immediately as he gets back up, gets hit in the face with a guitar. and
then the person who hit him is like, oh my god, did I just kill him? And then she just like bounces all around like rhyming words.
And everyone's just taking it very casually, just being like, oh.
To me, she's like almost like the Cat in the Hat.
Oh, okay.
Like she's so basically what I synthesized this if I were to say like real talk, if I were to describe Fooly Cooly, I would be like Japanese Charlie Brown.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Anytime he tries to take a kick,
gets this Haru rips it out of him, and like hijinks ensue.
Right.
And once he thinks he's figured it out, it's like yoink. And like just like throw in like a Cat in the Hat with some Dr. Stu silliness, and you have Fooly Cooly. Yeah. With some really coded like messages about society in it and on the process.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And it's a lot of absurd the coming of age story. I feel like is the big theme. Like I said, I don't know if I completely understand it. This is how
you never will, I think.
Well, this is kind of what I compared it to. Is I went to the Grand Canyon pretty recently.
Okay.
And when you get there, you see all these people just kind of like staring out like into like the vastness of it, and you kind of look at it and you're like, whoa, and you get this feeling of like you're about to like understand something very important about the universe, like you're about to like really like have like a revelation, and then like you don't. and then you just like don't have it. But it's like okay, and I think that's weirdly kind of the same thing. I think that's like the message of Fooly Cooley, kind of.
Yes.
Like in life, you're going to go through all these things. You're going to go through love, hate, success, disappointment, and you're going to want to like put meaning on it. Mm-hmm. But it's just life.
Yeah,
and I think that's really beautiful, and that's what I like love the most about the show.
Yeah. I love the constant like telling yourself not to take its life too seriously.
Yeah.
Because it's such an insane premise. Because like at a certain point, when kind of going back into the story, Naruto like goes home. Haru now lives with him because she ran over his dad, and he hired her as a maid, and now she lives with him. And basically, it's just the thing where he starts having this bulge come out of his head, and then some events happen. He goes to the bridge to go see Mimime, and then the bulge, a robot comes out of his fucking head. Yeah. And you're just like, what the fuck does this mean? Uh-huh. But then the more you learn about the story, you learn about, and spoilers for if you haven't seen this yet, but like you learn about that there's this certain people have the ability to essentially open up portals to any location in the universe. Yep. And then things can come out that way instantaneously. It's basically like an allegory for ideas.
Oh, okay.
It's basically like, hey, like ideas can come out of your head, and if you embrace them and let those ideas follow you, you can become fucking cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, and that's what happens. So the first robot comes out.
Oh, okay. All right.
The first robot comes out and fucking like beats the shit out of another robot arm. There's a lot of hands in this show.
Yeah, and they're all trying to grip this iron at the medical mechanica or whatever.
Yes,
the evil
they're trying to
corporation.
grip the iron, and you'll find out why later. But the robot that came out of Haru's head the first time and takes that out. The second time the robot comes into action, it's wearing this cool ass jacket. And Naruto goes inside of it, and then an idea, a fucking light bulb, is screwed into his head.
Oh yeah,
it's fucking screwed into his head, and he literally just catches one of the hands as the robot, and then puts the girl to the side, and then turns into the coolest looking dildo I've ever seen, and shoots the fucking robot through the fucking gut, and then it's over. Yeah. And it's just like such a dope ass moment to like, oh, if you embrace your ideas, and believe in yourself. This is the corniest version, but it's just like this, like, yo, like, and like you got it inside of you.
Yeah, and I think you kind of see he feels a little more comfortable as like as the show goes on because of his like experiences with this, where he's like, you know what, I am okay.
Yeah, it's a kid being like, you know what, I don't have to listen to society. I can just kind of do what I want to do, and I'll get a response from it. Yeah, and it's a positive one. You like see, because like the first time it happens, he's like, what the fuck was that? He was like freaked out, right? And then So the baseball game is also a great episode.
Yeah, it's a funny episode.
Really funny episode. And then you see him swing the bat and like take an opportunity. He's like, he doesn't use the robot. He's like, I got this. I can do this by myself. Yeah. And it's just like the more personal, emotional growth of the kid. The only problem is in the 5th episode is my favorite episode. The one with the
That's
guns.
with the shootout. Yeah.
That one is so dope to me.
Yeah.
Because man, I'm gushing right now because I love this anime. This is like my favorite shit. He's kind of like feeling himself too much so, and he can't even admit his feelings for Haru. He's like, nah, I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm the coolest dude ever. And
I'm talking to all these girls. All these girls love me.
Yeah, he's getting in his head. He's way over his head. He tries to take his brother's ex-girlfriend to a restaurant, and she's like, nah, I don't want to do that.
She's like, you're in middle school.
You're in middle school. Also, like, I was kind of fucking with you. And like, he can't really accept that, and he tries to grab her and kiss her, and she rejects him, and that rejection sets him off, and it like creates the biggest machine we've seen throughout the entire series.
Yeah,
so far.
it's like the
Straight up a dick.
It's just a huge dick.
Yeah.
And it's like a big fall because he was putting himself up so high.
Yeah. That's how where his ego was.
Right.
That shit is straight up his ego. And in the episode there was like the shootout and everything like that. And his brother's ex-girlfriend starts calling out to Taru, his brother, because she's been calling him Taru the entire time. And he's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm the one who's going to save you. And then you can just see the robot crash down.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
that's
man. And that's just a cool moment. He pulls out the Gibson guitar from his noggin. Oh, man.
Yeah. I love that they're... Oh, man, that is that metaphor because the things that come out of the guys' foreheads are like their dicks.
Yeah, but there's music, essentially. That's why the music is so good.
Yeah.
Because essentially it's just like, all right, this is what happens when a kid gets a guitar.
Yeah.
And then he gets really good at the guitar and everyone's like, oh my God, this kid's really fucking good at the guitar. And then he thinks like, oh, that's all I need to be in life. And it's like, no, you need to kind of be yourself.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about this anime is that like it's just like, like fuck what society says. Enjoy what you enjoy, but don't let it define you. You define you.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I think this is fun. This is fun talking about you because I think I weirdly like talking and thinking about the show more than I like watching it. Because I think
that's so funny.
Because I think it's so deep and I think it's so masterfully made and it's clearly like these are like geniuses behind it. But I think so much of the enjoyment of the show falls on: do you think it's funny? How fun do you think it is?
And how deep do you think it is?
Yeah. And I think when it comes to like a lot of the humor is for whatever reason, this is purely like subjective. It's just kind of like lost on me. I kind of watch it and like, trying to doing like the, okay, what's going on? So I have like a lot of fun, like thinking about the show, but when I'm watching it, I'm like, oh man, it's like, I don't know what the hell's going on. And, I guess I'm not getting that like, immediate, gratification.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think I've watched it so many times that I like have come to this realization over 10 years.
10 years?
Basically 10 years, maybe 11. So like, it's just this thing, like every time you watch it, you kind of see the meaning a little bit more and more. And you also watch video essays and stuff like that because you're obsessed with it. So you kind of like get to see it and come to your own conclusion. So I've been aided a lot.
Yeah.
And for someone who like this grabbed me and like it kind of spoke to me, but I don't know why. And I think I know like after years and years of like watching it, I think around like, I watched it last year and I was just like, oh, this is why I like this so much. Is that it kind of can show kind of like how a very fragile male can turn out. Yeah. Without like any kind of like thing to put into.
Yeah.
So I think it's this beautiful thing where like you saw this kid, like everyone was comparing him to his older brother who was a baseball player, manly dude.
Yeah.
But it's like, nah, I'm gonna do music. Right. That's why I want to do music. And I was like, no, don't do music. And he's really good at music. And like, oh shit, do music.
Oh God, you just stopped like a meteor with it.
Do music, please. Do music so much that, dude, you can destroy buildings. And after a point, he gains enough confidence and he just is himself. And I love the ending of just him hanging out with the kids and still being himself, but he's integrated to society, but he never changed. Yeah,
he's now that he's sort of learned all these lessons from these extraordinary things that have happened, now he can just like live his normal life.
That's, I don't know. I love this show. I'll probably watch it again sometime next year. I go back to it and it just recharges me creatively. I'm just like, because it's ideas and just those kind of like concepts. And speaking of those essays, one of them I watched was from Mother's Basement, and he basically said,
I saw that one. Yeah,
he said something like it's basically his premise was that it's okay not to get it. What it's trying to tell you is like it's fine to be stupid. And I'm like, I agree with that as well. I think it's
I think it's from the creator's mouth. Basically.
Oh, is that what he said?
I think it's like that's like almost like the quote from the
creator?
guy. Is just like because they were talking about in comparison to Evangelion in this. He was like Ava was for you to like to try to get it so you could feel smart. This is for you to be okay being stupid.
Yeah, I'm definitely okay. I would rather not try to be. I'd rather be like I'm dumb than I am a truly smart guy. I don't think I am, and I think that's why it speaks to me because it's like, yo, you don't even have to understand the deeper meaning here. We just want to make you laugh.
Yeah.
There's nothing like if you don't get it, that's fine. You can just laugh with us.
Yeah. It's like not a big deal.
Yeah. It's perfect in my opinion.
Yeah.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
That's how dumb I am. I almost said 10 out of 20.
10 out of 20.
That's a 5.
That's pretty.
Nah, straight up 20 out of 10.
Dude, you don't have to worry. You don't have to worry. You don't have to worry. You can be stupid. That's what we've learned. That's what we've learned from this. It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah, man.
I really. It's such an interesting one. I enjoyed revisiting it to like think of to like definitely like get back in the headspace of it.
Yeah. It's always a fun one for me. Always. It's one of those ones where I'm like, if I have kids, I'm gonna sit them down and be like, all right, your dad is a loser.
Yeah.
And there is a meteor coming to Earth right now, but I have to show you this.
I have to show you. Just so you can feel inspired.
Dad, we haven't seen you in 10 years. Listen, I ran out on you. But this meteor's going to destroy Earth, and I want you to see this kid hit a meteor with the fucking guitar, so you can laugh at this reference I'm going to make later.
If we have 2 hours, that's the last thing I want you to see.
2 hours, we'll skip 2 episodes. I'll explain. Hey, listen to this podcast episode I talked about.
Yeah, that's right.
You have kids now? Such a bad father.
And we are planning on watching the new one, or
we're gonna watch the new one,
unless it's going to be too much.
I've boycotted the new one just because, like, I think Fooly Cooly is perfect.
Yeah,
but I'm not gonna hold it to the standard of the old one.
Yeah, it's a new thing.
It's a new thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the creator's back. Some of the voice actors are back, so that's dope.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna hold them to that standard. I'm like, trying to top yourself when you make a masterpiece in my eyes is not. Like,
yeah, it's a hard thing. You got to just go for something different.
I appreciate the attempt, so I'm just gonna appreciate it for what it is.
Yeah.
Watch me go next week. I'm like, this shit was an abomination.
It makes me hate the original.
The original makes no sense now. Everything I hold dear is gone. I just pull out a gun. You're like, oh.
All right, I guess it's like, well, I have to release the episode.
Nah, it'll be good. I trust it'll be good.
Yeah, I'm interested. I'm interested to see what the creators do.
The visuals are going to be great. Yeah, I assume so.
Yeah, like 20 years later, I think is when is the distance between them.
Well, I think the first one came out 2000, so they probably were working on it like 1999 or something.
Yeah, and this was like a couple years ago, the new one.
Yeah, the new one came out 2017, 2018.
All right.
So,
so it's a chunk of change.
Yeah, so we'll watch. There's 2 versions of them. There's 2 seasons. So there's like one that's 6 episodes and there's another one that's 6 episodes.
Oh.
So we'll watch the first one, and then if we really hate it,
we will not continue.
We will not continue. We'll pick something else. I think that's fair.
Yeah. I think that makes sense.
But it's the best anime of all time, in my opinion. So,
woo!
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I know. Like, people will be like, "Well, unsubscribe."
I think a lot of people love it. I think a lot of people, it holds a special place.
I don't think it's the best of all time. I think it's my favorite of all time. I think for sure.
I think I'm one of those guys where they're one and the same. It's like, you know what, I'm okay. This is my best of all time or whatever. Yeah. I don't think there is an objective.
Nah, there's not.
Yeah.
Except for Fuluk. Nah, I'm playing.
Except for Hamtaro.
Dude, we should do Hamtaro. We definitely got to do Hamtaro.
Hamtaro's the GOAT.
Yeah, for sure. I love Hamtaro.
Yeah. That's I guess that's probably
the episode, man.
Yeah, I think that's the episode. This was fun.
This was super fun. Comment if you loved it. Tell us what you like, what you don't like. Thanks.
Yeah. Have a good week.
Peace and love.